Hey kiddos, it's Mr. B. I'm just here to make my first video of the week for you, and I hope that everyone's Easter weekend was great, and I hope you had some time to relax, but also get outside and have some fun as well. And yeah, I hope you're doing all great. I have been thinking about some stuff that we might be able to do together, um, even though we're far apart. And I want to say very first off, before we do any of this, is that anything that Mr. B is putting on Google Classroom is totally optional. If you find it helpful, you go ahead and you do it, all right? But you don't have to do it. It's not a class assignment where you have to keep up. It's not a class assignment where you have to hand things in and I'm going to be like correcting it or anything like that. My goal for this is just to put some stuff out there that might be helpful to some people. So I'd suggest that you take a look at it if you have time, and if your parents have time to set you up with it. And also, if you find it helpful, keep watching. If you're not finding it helpful, check in time and time again, or now and then. So the thing that I was thinking about was, when we're at home and we're not at school, and a lot of the day we're probably stuck indoors, it's a different routine, and our body and our brains and our mind might be handling it a little bit differently than our routine would be helping us to handle it when we're at school and when we have normal sorts of days where we have recess outside and we get lots of exercise and you get to be with your friends more and stuff like that. So I thought, is there some sort of way that I could help you to be able to adjust a little bit better to this whole new routine? So there's one program that's been done quite a bit in schools. It's not very new. It's from the 90s, like when Mr. B was a kid. And it's called How Does Your Engine Run? And I really love it, and I thought I would share it with you. All right, and the idea is that all of us, even though we're humans and we have bodies and stuff like that, it kind of runs very similar to an engine does in a car. Okay, and engines in cars, they can run really high and they can run really low and they can run just right. When they're running really high, they might be going super fast, but it's a little bit hard to control and it's not running the most efficiently that it can. It's not running the best that it can. And then when an engine in a car is running really low, it'll be moving really slowly. It might have a hard time getting up a hill, that sort of stuff. It's kind of good because, maybe the engine needs a bit of a rest, but it's not running as good as it could be, as if it was running just right. And our bodies and our brains work the same way. So our bodies and our brains, they could be running really, really high, they could be running really, really low, and they could be running just right. And when you're feeling your best and when you're able to do your best work or solve a problem the best or get along with people the best, that just right engine speed, that's what's happening to your body and your mind when you're able to work the best work that you can. So one of the things that we need to figure out is to figure out what a high engine feels like and what a low engine feels like and what a just right engine feels like for a person. And that's what we're going to talk about today. So I have some really old pictures that I got out of a book from the library that was sent over to my house. And so these pictures aren't very, they don't have very good graphics, but they're going to work. All right, I want to show you an example of some people where their engines are running very, very high. All right, and I'll kind of peek over like this. If you take a look here, we have people that are so excited. It looks like they're running down the street and they're tapping their feet. They're running there. Would they be, in their best engine to be reading a nice book? I don't think so. Or look, this person here is feeling pretty worried, so probably his body is feeling a little bit tense. Maybe his muscles feel like this. Maybe he's got a scrunched up forehead. He's not thinking super clearly. This person looks like they're running late. Look how mad this person's looking. This person's really worried because their dog is running away. They don't know what to do. There's a fight. That's not a great engine speed there, right? And there's somebody that looks very, very scared and nervous. And you see there's some other pictures here too. Well, this person's about to get hurt. So when our body is in these sorts of situations, what it does is it, makes your muscles really strong and really tight. It makes your heart pound really hard. It makes you breathe really heavy. And those are all great things for getting you out of like a dangerous situation. Like say you have to like run away from a dog or something like that. I don't know. Or say you're in a game of tag and all of a sudden you turn around and somebody's behind you and you need to run really fast away. Those are great things to have an engine that's able to run really fast, right? It will help you out in that situation. But when you are at home in your house for a lot of the day and you're going to sit down and do a little bit of reading, or you're going to maybe bake some cookies or help with supper, or maybe, even sit down and play a really nice game or something. If you have a really high engine, it might not be the best for that situation. I know Mr. B, when I'm feeling really hungry, my engine gets really high and I get a little bit anxious. I might get a little grouchy. I might say things without thinking very, very well about them. And that's when my engine's really high. And I kind of notice it because I notice I'm kind of like going around like this. So that's a high engine. Now, here's some examples of a low engine. So here's somebody looking lonely. People that are waking up in the morning, waiting for the bathroom. Somebody also looking kind of like down or tired here. Here's somebody that's sick. This person looks overwhelmed. They have lots of work to do and they just don't know where to start. So if somebody's engine is running low, it might give your body a little bit of a chance for a rest, but it's not the best for doing learning or problem solving or things like that. So if you notice that you're kind of a little bit droopy, maybe you're not really feeling like talking very much, maybe it's kind of hard to get out of bed in the morning if you're feeling really tired, that's a sign that your engine is low. All right? Now, here's a picture of some just right engines. So they're working together on a book. This person's looking happy. This is a game of basketball, and you might think that it would work best if your engine is really high. But even though you're active, you still need to be able to think through things and make good decisions. So it's best if you're able to be active in this situation, but also have a just right engine. This person's nice and calm with their dog, being outside, cooking together, gardening, snuggling a nice stuffy, going for a nice bike ride. These are all examples of a just right engine. And the way that I know that I'm feeling like I have a just right engine would be like I feel relaxed, but I also feel like I'm motivated to get something done. Like for instance, right now, I have a just right engine. So earlier when I was trying to figure out how to put this video together, it was a little bit high. I was a little bit worried about being able to explain it properly. And then I started thinking about, okay, if I was in a classroom and I was talking to you and you're sitting right in front of me, how would I explain it? And then my engine started coming to a just right engine. And I did some other strategies that we'll get to a little bit later in a different video because I don't want to jump ahead here. But when I was at a just right engine speed, I was able to think about it clearly. I'm able to explain it to you right now, hopefully well enough. You can definitely send me questions on Google Classroom if you have them after this. But you're your most productive. You can do your best work when your engine is just right. So here we go. We have a high engine. We're really fast. You're not really able to think very clearly. You might be a little bit scared or feeling like you need to fight. Okay? Not the best learning time, not the best problem solving time. Okay? Then you have your low engine, where you're feeling a little bit droopy, sad, tired, sick. Not your best learning, not your best work, best problem solving engine. But then you have your just right, where you can think clearly, your body's feeling good, your mind is feeling good. And the neat thing about this is the reason I'm explaining it is, once we understand what each of those engine speeds mean, then we can start talking about things you can do if your engine's too high or if your engine is too low. There are strategies that I'll teach you that if you have a high engine, you can do them and they'll work and it'll bring your engine just right. There's strategies that if your engine's too low and you need to bring it up, if you do them, it'll work and you could have a just right engine. So if that sounds like a good thing to you to learn how to do, okay, you can stay tuned and I'll be posting another video soon about the next piece of learning with this. All right? But for today, I just wanted you to think about, what does it mean if you have a high engine, a low engine, or a medium, or just right engine? I hope that helps, and stay tuned. I'll make another video in the next couple days. Have a great day. You're awesome. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.